Hey everybody, and welcome to this episode of Romantasy Roundtable, a tale of Rick and Roses. My name is Rick, and I'm joined with my roses.
Amanda.
And Kim.
And as always, we'd appreciate it if you consider liking this video. An extra, please consider subscribing. It really helps out our channel. And we would love if you would interact with us. We have an email, romantasyroundtable@gmail.com. We have an Instagram and a book talk. So please like, subscribe, and communicate with us in one of those ways, just like our good friend Jamie Dawes has. And I've been waiting for this one because I don't know if he knew that we took a week off. So the email, Jamie, that you sent, we got, but we couldn't read it last week because we weren't live last week.
Yeah, you've been on a delay for like 2 weeks, I think.
Yes. We've read ahead and pre-recorded.
We're back.
And here we go. We got two. We have one on the YouTube, and we have an email from my mate from another mum, Jamie Dawes. Let's see. You like that, right? That's right. Oi, governor. I even spoke at the lingo. I did the thing. I did the mate and the mum. Jamie gets it. He gets it. He knows. Australians like me and Jamie, that's how we talk.
Wow.
Jamie says, this one is actually pretty helpful. Books 0.1 through 0.5, Assassin's Blade, the 5 novellas. So Airfire is book 3. And he did read it in publication order. So you're pretty awesome, Jamie, because I've said, and we'll talk about this when we get to that book. I don't understand how people who read this in publication order dealt with the ending of one of the books. You'd have to have waited 2 years, which is just, whew. And here is his corrections. Thank you. Hi, King and Queens. Singular King. That's me. Hope you've been well. I don't understand where the whole NAR thing came from. Because when people think of Australia. But it could be because instead of saying no, we say nah. And maybe people are thinking it sounds like NAR. You can ignore my rambling.
It's NAR.
I don't know. No, look. My Australian brother Jamie says no. So there it is.
Jamie, have you never watched TikToks
Right.
from Australia?
Right.
It's not.
There's that one lady that's like, I am chewing on those vowels.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about.
He says,
I also wonder, so Jamie said he read in publication order, but was he like an early stan of Throne of Glass? And was he reading from the beginning? So did he have that weight? Or was he just like picked up later and was able to read them all the way through?
Yeah, let me know, Jamie. I want to know.
Yeah, Jamie, continue the conversation. We love you, bud.
He said, just want to clear it up in case you guys haven't come to find out since you recorded part. Oh, so he did. He was aware that we were recorded out of order. Here we go. We have some other corrections. The October release of book 6 of ACOTAR is part 1. And then the January release of book 7 is part 2 and 3. And then book 8, part 4 doesn't have a release date yet. This fucking bitch. Not you, Jamie. It's not 2 books releasing in January, no matter how much we would enjoy it. This is just how I've understood it. I could be wrong.
It's just confusing. It's unnecessarily confusing.
It is. It is.
Like Sarah is. I feel like there's like a desire within the fantasy community to be confusing, and Sarah needs to win.
Well, yeah, wait till you read the other one. She wins. Honestly. But you know what? She wins and she ties it up in a way that's like, I understand this. It was really confusing, but I actually get it. We'll get you there. And lastly, pronunciation. I'm going to say it wrong and then say it correctly. Caranum. Caranum. As in palm with an N. Caranum. Love your work and love Manon. Jamie Dawes.
Okay.
Speaking of Manon, you're right.
I have one more.
Yeah,
I have one more exciting thing to say. Thank you. So our YouTube channel surpassed 5K views.
Oh, nice. Look at us.
Oh.
Look at us. And it wasn't Mary who was the 500 or 5,000th view.
What a loser she is. Good old Stumpy Mary with her one foot.
Good old Mary One Foot.
She's like a pirate.
Mary tripped when we were walking down from the Cape of Good Hope.
Mary's our friend, everyone.
Was absolutely beautiful day in South Africa, and she busted her ass.
But that shit
She's
pretty
doing
hard.
okay. She didn't break it. But she does win the award, I think, for most beautiful place to have gotten here.
Very true.
I was like, well, is it better than tripping on a bollard in my neighborhood? I don't know. Is it prettier?
We'll have to ask your lawyer about that.
I was gonna say she and my mom can fight over the crown for
Excellent point.
Who has gotten ill in the most or injured in the most beautiful spot.
Speaking of people with crowns, Aelin Ashryver Galathinius has a crown to claim, and she will be working on claiming that crown in Queen of Shadows, which is the book that we're reading right now, and we'll be going over chapters 1 through 27 of this book. Yeah.
And I just want to preface all of this by saying I got back from a 10-day trip to South Africa with 27 teenagers yesterday. We flew direct, so I was on an airplane for 16 hours. Actually, almost 17 because we were delayed. So if I'm a little out of it, it's because I do not know where I am in time or space.
And Amanda, you just finished reading this about 15 minutes ago, yes?
Yeah.
And that's partially due to my fault. I'm going to come clean right now. I text Kim on the side this, and I said, Kim, we can't stop at chapter 25. It has to be chapter 27. Do you think she'd notice if I changed the chapter?
And he did.
Okay, so I was on the bus and got a notification that you had changed the document. And I said out loud to Mary, why the fuck is he changing it? No one's supposed to change it except me. And then I did the math and I was like, that's so weird. I wonder why I stopped at chapter 27. That's 37% of the book. That's not usually where I would stop.
It was the right place to stop.
I didn't think you were going to fall for it. I was like, of course she's going to know. And of course she's going to get the notification, as we all do. Every time Amanda...
I couldn't see what he had changed.
Well, here's the thing.
If
if you pulled up your spreadsheet, I can't change that. It's there. The correct one. I was like, please, God, don't let her check the spreadsheet.
What happened? Oh. I mean, sure. I don't really know why. All right.
That's a great place to stop.
I thought the end of 25 was a perfectly fine place to stop.
I think those are all perfectly fine places to stop.
Well, I wanted to stop here. You're welcome.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for that. That was an extra 30 minutes of my life. Chapter 1. Trapped in his own mind, a nameless Dorian Haviliard is slowly losing his sanity as a demonic Valg prince. Valg prince paces just outside his mental barriers, waiting to completely devour his soul. He can barely remember his own identity, clinging only to the horrific blood-soaked memory of the king of Adarlan ordering the brutal beheading of the woman he loved. Chained by a dark wordstone collar, the broken prince accepts that he deserves this eternal night and finally stops fighting, preparing to let the ancient monster take full control. I do not remember reading that chapter at all.
Okay.
I'm reading this as though it is new to me.
Great. So it
was a good chapter.
Yeah,
though.
Dorian.
Like it was, setting the scene of like what the Valg princes actually like do to the bodies that they are
inhabiting. Yeah. It's scary stuff.
It's scary. Yeah.
Because there's a later chapter where we're like getting a Dorian perspective.
Yeah.
While he's like fighting the Valg, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. I love that they're doing this. So I definitely don't remember that they had done it in chapter 1.
That's okay. We still love you.
I also finished Bloodmarked yesterday. Couldn't tell you how it ended. No idea. All right, chapter 2. A newly auburn-haired Aelin Galathinius sneaks into the subterranean filth of the vaults, looking to gather intel on Rifthold's dark new guards and bumping into her old nemesis, Turn.
Yeah, Turn.
Yeah. While lurking at the bar like a total creep, she spots her toxic ex-master, Arobynn Hamel, taking a highly secretive meeting in a dark booth with a heavily cloaked client. The plot thickens when the client stands up to leave, and Aelin immediately recognizes the posture and boots of her estranged ex-lover, Chaol Westfall, accompanied by a mysterious new female guard.
All right. Things are getting spicy. The plot thickens.
How did we feel about Arobynn coming back?
I'm going to show you, when we finish this book, I'm going to show you this reel that I had made. It's like live reactions to different parts of the book. The part that I said here was like, of course he knows she's here already. Of course he knows. Like, he knows. How does this man know everything that's happening?
Like 8 steps ahead of everybody. It's so annoying.
It's insane.
And yet she was in the castle for like 8 months doing the whole championship trial stuff. And he was a no-show.
Right. And it obviously isn't because he didn't know, so he must have chosen.
I mean, at this point, I'm worried. I'm scared. He's bad and evil, and like he's playing 10D chess. I'm very worried.
Yeah.
And we all know that Chaol, God love him, even though I don't love him in these chapters.
He's an idiot.
Is not the brightest of the bulbs.
No.
He's not the brightest of the bulbs. He's very naive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
And I feel like Aelin is going into all of these dealings with Arobynn knowing, like, she's like, this is a necessary evil, and I know I can't trust anything he's doing, and I know he's going to backstab me every step of the way, and like trying to predict him.
Chaol can't do that.
It still sucks. Yeah, Chaol can't do that. All right, chapter 3. Slipping into the booth with Arobynn, Aelin endures a dangerously flirtatious game of cat and mouse as the king of the assassins drops the devastating bombshell that Aedion Ashryver has been captured. Arobynn reveals the king of Adarlan plans to publicly execute her cousin in 3 days as an obvious trap, but offers his considerable resources to help rescue the general for a steep price. Proving he is the absolute king of unhinged requests, Arobynn demands Aelin capture a live Valg demon for him to study, leaving her to weigh the cost of making a deal with the devil to save her family. Chapter 4. Rotting away in a damp, stinking cell in the royal dungeon, Aedion Ashryver knows his execution is nothing more than a deadly bait to lure his beloved queen to her death. To thwart the king's trap, the fiercely loyal wolf of the north is secretly hiding a severely infected wound in his side, hoping the sepsis will quietly kill him before the execution day arrives. Enduring blinding fever and agonizing pain, Aedion silently prays that death will come to claim him long before Aelin can foolishly risk her own life to attempt a rescue.
I love Aedion.
Yeah.
I also feel like if there is a character, at least in the couple of books that we've read that he's been in so far, who is like on the brink of death the most times, it's like Aedion.
Yeah.
Every turn I'm like, oh, is he gonna die? Oh, is he gonna die? Yeah. In this chapter, you're like, okay, he's probably not gonna die, but clearly he's like very ill.
He's ready to die. Yeah.
How is he gonna recover things?
I don't know, man. I think I was so with Sorsh's death. I'm like, anyone's up for grabs. Honestly, like, so I like that she does that. I like that she kills people. Even though Sorsha wasn't like a mainish character, it keeps me on my toes. Like I don't, I'm worried about everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I appreciate this. I appreciate him like, being willing to, like, wanting to take death into his own hands kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I lost my notes. Okay. Chapter 5. After absolutely wrecking the vaults and casually slaughtering its corrupt owners, Aelin embarks on a high-speed rooftop leaping chase to escape a pack of 20 unnerving fast guards. Forced to dive into the disgusting, piss-scented sewers to evade capture, she creeps through the dark tunnels until she is ambushed by the female guard who had been escorting Chaol earlier. Proving she hasn't lost her lethal touch, Aelin pretends to surrender just long enough to sneak up behind the stranger and press a dagger flush against her throat. So you know how in the last book you were like making fun of how the first time you read it, you were like, Manon, who the fuck is this? Like, I don't need more characters. That is how I'm feeling about this person. I'm like, I'm good, actually. I don't need any. She's the only person we've met so far that I feel that way about, but that's how I feel. I was like, oh, we're tapped out, actually, on morally gray characters.
We're not.
Right.
It's fine.
We're halfway through this series. We're not.
I've told Rick this already, as we were rereading these, in that I didn't love the whole, like, how much time we spend in the sewers in the next
in this
few
book?
chapters.
Yeah.
I didn't like it on the first read, and now on the second read, knowing how much time we're going to spend in the sewers, I really don't like it. And so this is like my one thing that I sort of gripe with these chapters.
I like it.
I don't know. It just feels disgusting to me.
It's supposed to be.
I know, but like they spend so much time like tramping around in the sewers.
Yeah, and they mentioned that she like drowned in them, which
Yes.
happens
Right.
in the novellas.
Mhm.
I had blocked out of my memory. I didn't care to recall that.
Right.
All right, chapter 6, holding her blade to the woman's neck, Aelin demands answers and discovers her captive is Nesrin Philique,
That's her name.
Like,
a surprisingly icy city guard who casually reveals that Chaol has abandoned his post to join the rebels. The tense standoff is interrupted by the sound of ragged breathing as Chaol staggers out of a dark tunnel, hauling the emancipated bodies of rescued magic wielders. The long-awaited reunion between the assassin and the former captain is entirely stripped of romance as they lock eyes over the bloodied victim of the king's demonic new guards.
I think go to the next one because this is where I'll have things to say.
Chapter 7. The reunion rapidly devolves into a bitter, heartbreaking screaming match in the slums as Chaol delivers the crushing news of Sorsha's beheading and Dorian's enslavement by a Wordstone caller. Blame flies in every direction as Aelin is furious that Chaol fled the castle while the captain coldly refuses to tell her how to free magic because he is genuinely terrified she will become a fire-breathing monster. Thoroughly disgusted by his hypocrisy and betrayal, a shattered Aelin stalks off to her old warehouse apartment, vowing to be her own champion and agreeing to Arobynn's dangerous bargain to save Aedion.
I was shocked
That this was their reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious, Amanda, to hear your thoughts about it.
Yeah, I wrote down this quote from this chapter where she said she could forgive the girl who had needed a captain of the guard to offer stability after a year in hell, forgive the girl who had needed a captain to be her champion, but she was her own champion now, and she would not add another name of her beloved dead to her flesh. And I think that concept of like she's forgiving her young self for needing to be held by him, rather than like focusing on finding her own strength. I don't know. I feel like Chaol is like in active grief right now. Like he lost Sorsha, he's worried about Dorian, he blames himself for Aedion, like he sent Aelin away not knowing, what he was sending her to, and I think I wasn't like surprised. I didn't expect there to be like a happy reunion, but I didn't expect it to be this bad.
Yeah, like he blamed everything on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that, you just got me thinking about this. We talk a lot about how Sarah like treats women like crap and they have to deal with all this stuff. Chaol is kind of he's going through some shit. Like
he's going through it.
Like he's got no support. Like like everything that you just said. So he's another one of those characters. I think it's easy to just like forget. But I was like, I hate Chaol right now. Like at this point, I hate him.
Right. Yeah. These characters, I'm very much like, oh god damn it, Chaol. Like, figure your shit out. Like, stop being such an asshole.
Yeah.
But also, are either of you watching this season of The Pit?
Yes.
Okay. Well, and Rick's probably not, because why would he watch modern TV?
No.
But like one of the things that's happening this season is that like Robbie is kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
And he wasn't in the first season. He was much more sort of like this compassionate individual, and he's like really proving himself to be kind of a jerk. But again, it's like because he has so much sort of like trauma and burnout and is like grappling with all these things right now. And that just reminded me of Chaol in these chapters too.
Yeah, like at no point am I like, I hate Chaol, but I am like, oh, toxic masculinity won't save you, sweetie. Like we need to like use some coping mechanisms because this is not it. Yeah, agreed. Chapter 8, relocated to the dismal mountain stronghold of Morath. Manon Blackbeak endures a frustrating council meeting with the treacherous Duke Parrington and his silent collar-bound bride, Kaltane.
Woo!
Kaltane's back, baby.
She sure is.
And she has a non-speaking role so far in this book. Disgusted by the Duke's orders to avoid engaging the enemy and annoyed by the restless energy of her coven, Manon violently chokes Astrid to assert her absolute dominance over the 13. Desperate to escape the stench of mortal men, Manon and her elite squad mount their wyverns, taking Abraxas for a thrilling moonlit hunt to terrorize a few isolated human farms for sport. I do understand why Manon needs to assert her dominance here, but I'm also I don't know, miss me with that. I'm not interested in that storyline.
That's fair. I think we've said this so many times, but it's the we can't put human morality onto other kinds of things. And so the witches, this is what they value.
Yeah.
Obedience and hierarchy and loyalty.
I think it's actually that it's not even that. It's that so far I find it boring.
Fair.
Okay.
You're not my second, you're my third. I'm okay. It's I don't care. I don't know. I just feel there's more interesting stuff happening with the witches, and I'm oh, why are we wasting our breath on that? So I mean, maybe it'll pay off, but right now I'm okay.
I think it's more
the next set of chapters.
I think it's more to show how it's not. It has nothing to do with the second and third. It's more of remember how Chaol was blindedly loyal to the king.
Yeah, it's about loyalty.
Yeah, and how she's still working through it.
Yeah.
Now everything is again, this matriarchal society, and it's her grandmother is the top. Yep. And so this is what grandma said. So everybody must fall in line.
Yeah.
I, on the flip side, was so excited to be back with
me
Mom.
too.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
I was excited that she was with Parrington. I was excited that Kaltain was back. I'm interested in what's going on with the witches. I just find the restructuring of the 13 boring.
Sure. There's not too much of it, so.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. I'm just okay. All right, chapter 9. Returning to her apartment, Aelin discovers her custom-made skin-tight assassin suit gifted by Arobynn, acting as a twisted test of her willingness to play his dangerous game. Dressed in the lethal second skin, she opens her warehouse door to find her old brothel rival Lysandra waiting in the pouring rain with a hired carriage and a cowering, deeply scarred child named Evangeline. The heartbreaking truth comes out when Evangeline admits Lysandra intentionally disfigured her face to save her from the brothel's horrors, prompting a stunned Aelin to reconsider everything she thought she knew about her enemy. I know I've received some spoilers about Lysandra, but I did say before I received those spoilers, when we were reading the prequels, I was the Mossverse is not kind to women. This woman is not evil. I find her interesting, and I hope we see her again. And then I received spoilers, so I knew she was coming back. But I was excited to see her. And we get a good bit here where Lysandra says, "I prefer you as a blonde." And Aelin says, "I prefer you get the hell out of my house," but that doesn't seem likely to happen anytime soon. And I that. But I thought the thing with Evangeline was really interesting. I thought it was a really smart and quick way to show Lysandra's growth and to show that that women in the Mossverse are just doing what they have to do to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that the same way that Aelin became a deadly assassin, Lysandra's mask was to become, this charming seductress. That's how she survived. And so it was never intended to be that was never who she was. And so it was cool to see that so quickly, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's like you're saying with Selena, Aelin, her brutality is her humanity.
Yeah.
Sort of the flip side of the coin there is this is what she had to be, but this is also what she had to do to Evangeline to keep her safe.
And she was weeks away from finishing her payment to Clarice before this happened.
Right. And so she did that. She marred Evangeline's face and essentially made her worthless as
a courtesan.
As a courtesan. And then the madam was okay, then you owe me for what you could have been worth.
Yeah.
I'm interested in, like, will we see more of Evangeline? She's young, so I don't know if we'll get more of her. But I do also want to note that Evangeline is the name that the Firefly calls the love of his life, who is the North Star in The Princess and the Frog. And so I am singing the song that he sings in my head.
All right.
All right, chapter 10. Down in the rotting royal dungeons, Aedion Ashryver is happily embracing death by infection to spite the king of Adarlan until Crown Prince Dorian casually strolls into his cell. Aedion realizes with absolute horror that the prince is wearing a black wordstone collar, and his mind has been entirely devoured by a sadistic Valg demon who delights in taunting him about Sorsha's beheading. Refusing to let his entertainment die early, the demon prince cruelly orders healers to cure the general's fatal infection before reporting back to the king, eager to finally shed blood. I liked how Aedion was like, kept saying Dorian's name, kept saying Sorsha's name to try to like identify if there was any humanity in there.
Yeah.
And the humanity was not
there.
Apparent.
Not there.
It's there.
It's trying. There. It's trying real hard.
It can't get out. Mm-mm. This is where we get a little perspective from Dorian, I think.
Yeah.
And a little perspective from the Valg.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Okay. So now he's not going to die of infection. Chapter 11. Chaol and Nezrin sneak into the illicit shadow market to secretly buy Execution Day patrol maps from Brullo and Ress. Who the fuck is Ress?
He was one of Chaol's people from like Throne of Glass. He's like part of Chaol's guards.
They're like his second and third.
Yeah.
Well, I remember Brullo was like the weapons master in the challenge. Mm-hmm. I do not remember who Ress is.
Okay.
I was like, is that Ren? No, he's Ress. He's a different guy. Again, I'm beginning to ask to remember less information about fewer people. Only to be terrifyingly ambushed by a swaggering, black-clad Aelin. Ignoring Chaol's furious protests about exposing their spies, the unapologetic queen orders the rebel guards to wear red flowers during the party, so she knows who to spare when the slaughter begins. After casually emptying her bank accounts, Aelin blows off steam by intentionally cornering a patrol of the king's demon-possessed guards in a dark alley and brutally decapitating every single one of them.
Hell yeah. That's my girl.
I like that that's how she blows off steam.
So a thing I find interesting as she like shows up in the shadow market wearing her black suit. And I'm like, this is supposed to be your like assassin suit. So like you're not undercover when you're like strolling around in this like very distinctive outfit.
She knows what she's doing.
Is this the same assassin suit that she had made in Assassin's Blade?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would just like to say, first of all, she's like 3 years older.
He had it altered.
He had it altered. Okay. Because I was like, she lost a bunch of weight because she was starving in the camps. And then she gained a bunch of weight. And then she became a fae. And so I'm like, how is Arobynn tracking the changes to her body?
Well, and this is what
she is.
That's the thing. And this is what she reflects on when she opens it back up.
Right.
The gift in her apartment, where she's like, this had to have been sent back to the original user, and this had to have taken months.
Right.
And so like he had in essence been planning for her to come back to Rifthold at some point to like re-entrap her in his scheming, and so like was prepared for this.
He's the worst.
Yep.
Yeah.
Socket.
Hi, baby girl.
Chapter 12. Socket. Can you not? Somebody's smoke alarm is going off. She's losing her mind.
Oh, yeah.
Chapter 12. Over in Morath, Manon Blackbeak endures a nauseating meeting where Duke Parrington casually demands a coven of Iron Teeth witches to breed with his Valg demons by having wordstones surgically implanted into their bellies.
Yep.
I thought I missed something, and I reread this part because I was like, what's happening with the bellies and the stone? But it is just that. It is exactly
it's what it is.
When Asterin furiously objects to the horrific breeding program, a ruthless Manon violently slashes her cousin's chest and coldly demotes her from second to third to maintain absolute discipline. Returning to her tower, Manon catches a crippled servant named Elide Lochan cleaning her room and tastes the girl's blood, instantly realizing the meek mortal is secretly carrying witch blood in her veins. We're finally meeting Elide.
We are. Here she is.
Finally, after like 5 chapters, because we just found out that she existed at the end of the last book.
Yep.
But she's here.
Okay. One thing I do hate about her name, though, Elide Lochan. And Lochan and Lorcan are like incredibly close, like Rest and Ren, as you were saying, too.
Yeah.
Where it's Aelin and Aedion.
Yeah. It's just like, could you have, for our poor brains trying to hold all this information, could we have made it distinct?
There's 26 letters in the alphabet. Like, you use different ones.
If we were reading whatever Rick's new book is, Icelandic Romantasy, there's even more.
Chapter 13. Striding right into the Assassin's Keep in broad daylight, Aelin endures a highly manipulative. Aelin endures a highly manipulative verbal sparring match with Arobynn, who maliciously hints that Chaol and Nesrin are sleeping together. Later, at her apartment, Aelin finally reads the letter from the murdered bodyguard Wesley, uncovering the devastating truth that Arobynn explicitly orchestrated Sam Cortland's torture and death. Bonded by their shared trauma and blazing hatred for the King of the Assassins, Aelin and Lysandra officially joined forces, plotting to absolutely ruin the man who destroyed their lives. So Lysandra and Wesley were in love.
Yes.
And Lysandra also considered Sam her friend.
Yes.
And Aelin knew that Arobynn had planned to have Sam killed, but she didn't know that the details of the torture were specific requests
from
Arobynn. And so this is her finding that out. Wesley was killed for this. And this chapter ends with Aelin and Lysandra basically being like, did we just become best friends? Yep. And they like have a sleepover and eat chocolate and watch Disney Channel original movies.
Well, Wesley, right. They watch Zombies 3. Wesley was killed for killing the guy who killed Sam. He killed
the guy who killed Sam.
Yeah. And then
he was killed for doing that.
Yeah. Shit is getting good. There is fucking all the threads. They're coming together.
Everybody's dying.
But I appreciated this because, and Aelin talks about this also, but like, she didn't like Wesley.
Yeah.
And also, like, the night that Sam was killed, like, Wesley, she thought was trying to stop her from, like, going and saving him, but he was actually trying to protect her, and so she misread that. And yet he still sort of followed through on his attempt to, his attempt at retribution for Sam.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, Wesley, we hardly knew you, but thanks for being
a friend.
Bro.
Outstanding guy. Yeah.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate. That's Australian for friend.
Nar's not.
We don't use that word.
Chapter 14. Chaol and Nesrin stake out a horrific public execution in the city square, but their grim vigil is interrupted by Aelin, who casually snipes the executioner with a dagger through the throat. Amidst the bloody chaos, Aelin drops a massive piece of intel, telling Chaol that destroying the glass clock... No. Backwards. Chaol tells Aelin that destroying the glass clock tower in the garden will shatter the king's spell and free magic across the continent. As Chaol and his men smuggle the rescued prisoners to safety, an exhausted Aelin spends the night preparing her weapons and reviewing stolen spellbooks, steeling herself to finally save her cousin.
Let's go.
Chapter 15. Recovering from his fever against his own will, Aedion Ashryver is violently scrubbed, shaved, and dragged up from the dungeons to face his ultimate demise. Guarded by dozens of black uniformed soldiers, the general is marched into the lavishly decorated glass ballroom to serve as the main bloody entertainment for the royal birthday celebration. Chained to a stool on the execution platform with his legendary sword of Orinth placed mockingly out of reach, Aedion coldly plots the perfect moment to meet a death of his own choosing. What's his plan? He said he was going to use the stool, but I don't understand how.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, he was going to like break it to kind of what he ends up doing, to have someone take him down before he's like executed.
Yeah, I think he was going to like try to attack someone so that they killed him.
Right, he's going out fighting. He's going out of his own choosing. Yeah.
What I like a lot is, and I don't know why I like it. Maybe it's because I played so many freaking video games, but it's like, we we are told that there are new guards wearing black, and those are the bad guys. Like, we have differentiated, like, the human guards from the Valg guards, right? So, like, if we kill a black cloaked guard, we're good. It's good. Like, you know?
Right. Like, Chaol tells, I guess, like, Russ and
Brullo. They don't talk about Brullo.
To put, like,
the flowers.
A red flower on, and then, like, Aelin knows not to fuck with those guys.
Yeah, no, I like it. I don't know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It clears it up.
Yeah.
It's like a smart way to get around a plot hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Trapped in his own mind, chapter 16, Dorian Haviliard screams in silent agony as the Valg demon pilots his body, forcing him to sit on the dais and watch the lavish party with ancient predatory hunger. Meanwhile, Aelin seamlessly infiltrates the heavily guarded castle by disguising herself as a trembling novice dancer in Madame Florine's glamorous black-clad entertainment group. Spotting deadly word marks painting across the threshold to trap her, the queen fakes a clumsy, weeping panic attack and strategically spills a bucket of water over the stones, brilliantly washing away the magical wards before stepping inside. I thought this was so smart.
Yeah, I loved it. Really cool.
At some point in this chapter, it's either in this chapter or the next chapter, I highlighted another quote, so I'm going to find it.
I wonder if you highlighted what I highlighted.
When you shatter the chains of this world and forge the next, remember that art is as vital as food to a kingdom. Without it, a kingdom is nothing and will be forgotten by time. I've amassed enough money in my miserable life to not need any more, so you will understand me clearly when I say that wherever you set your throne, no matter how long it takes, I will come to you and I will bring music and dancing.
Me too.
So good.
Fucking loved it. So good.
So I didn't write it down. However,
and this is now the third time we've seen art as resistance,
right,
in this series.
I will say that on my TikTok video that has over 110,000 views, a lot of those people have used the term canon event for like that moment. For me, this is one of those. Like, I distinctly remember this part the first time I read it. I don't know. It's just really powerful.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's like she has friends everywhere.
Yeah, she has friends everywhere.
She just doesn't know it yet. And I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the emphasis on the importance of the arts, and I really appreciate that the performing artists in this world are making a statement with their art. Again, I say this over and over again, there are so many things about the way that resistance is portrayed in this book that ring so true to historical resistance movements. And I think it's great.
Yeah.
And even too, because that's focused very much on like her conversation with Florine, who's the head of the dancers. But like the fact that there's so many other dancers involved in this whole thing, and none of them like bat an eye at the fact that she's in the mix and clearly she's not part of the performance, sort of like, again, speaks to the community there.
Right.
And sort of the understanding of the part that they need to play also and want to play in history.
I don't know what next chapters are, but I think you can take us through like their escape.
Like, yeah, so chapter 17, disguised as a trembling understudy in Madame Florine's glamorous dance troupe, Aelin prepares to infiltrate the glass castle's deadly ballroom. Proving she's an absolute legend, this is where it happens. Florine delivers a breathtaking speech pledging her eternal loyalty to the true queen before sending her handmaidens of death out to perform. Chained to his execution block, Aedion Ashryver instantly spots his beloved cousin swaggering through the crowd disguised as a nobleman, grinning as he realizes the queen has finally arrived to save him. 10 out of 10 moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, chapter 18, when the clock strikes noon. Okay. Chapter 18, when the clock strikes noon, the decorative black powder tossed by the dancers violently combusts into a massive smokescreen, plunging the royal birthday party into absolute chaos. Moving like an unstoppable force of nature, Aelin effortlessly slaughters her way to the execution block, using her own blood to paint unlocking word marks on Aedion's chains. Handing her cousin his legendary sword of Orinth, the two warriors brutally butcher their way through the panicking aristocratic crowd and escape into the palace gardens. Chapter 19, their adrenaline-fueled escape hits a terrifying brick wall when they are ambushed in the gardens by a Wordstone caller, Dorian, whose mind has been completely devoured by the sadistic Valg prince. After desperately begging her friend for a sign and receiving only demonic malice, a heartbroken Aelin traps the prince with a word mark and raises her sword to execute him for the good of the realm. Before she can deliver a fatal blow, Nezran Falik intercepts them with a drawn bow, forcing the queen to abandon the kill and drag a bleeding Aedion over the garden wall to safety.
This is amazing. Sorry. This is amazing. I couldn't stop reading this. Such a great escape. I didn't think he was getting saved that early. I really love that that's where we went. We got him. He's out. And what I love about, I don't know, what I love about the way that Sarah writes is I'll talk about this later, but I finished the Dungeon Crawler Carls, right? Which has a lot of action. But it can be really hard to follow the action in that book towards the end.
Yeah.
I was fucking zoned in on every single thing that was happening here. And there was a lot going on.
I also feel, and we said about Arobynn, whatever his name is, that guy. Earlier, how it always feels like he's 5 steps ahead and just is aware of what's going on. But the same thing happens with Aelin's plans also. And so the fact that this was planned so down to the second and they managed to get everything sort of working, it feels like Ocean's 11 kind of shit.
Yeah.
But I love it. And there's multiple times both in this book and then later in the series that this sort of happens and you're just holy crap, this all worked. And it was so intricate and interesting.
She is his protege, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I read all of this today while jet lagged and losing my mind. And this is the part I remember the clearest.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Chapter 20. Over in the miserable mountain fortress of Morath, a crippled but incredibly cunning Elide Lochan plays a dangerous game of survival, hiding her sharp intellect behind a mask of cowering submission. The terrifying Manon Blackbeak sees right through the mortal girl's act, but their tense standoff is interrupted by the wyvern Abraxas, who shockingly displays a gentle dog-like affection for the broken servant. Meanwhile, after learning from Ghislaine that the Valg are literal world-devouring demons, a highly strategic Manon maliciously volunteers a rival Yellowlegs coven for Duke Parrington's horrific breeding experience, sparing her own witches from the nightmare. I don't really know if it's that she's maliciously volunteered. They volunteered.
Yeah,
they volunteered. I have to pick somebody because her grandmother sent her a threatening letter. So she's I have to pick somebody, and these guys volunteered, so I guess they're going to do it.
Right. They were we want the honor.
I guess it's malicious because she's fuck them.
She's following through with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she didn't want to pick anybody.
Yeah. Right.
Chapter 21. Trapped inside his own hijacked body, a devastated Dorian Haviliard reveals he fought with everything he had to regain control when he saw Aelin in the garden. The broken prince confesses he felt nothing but profound relief when his friend raised the ancient sword to finally end his agonizing nightmare. Tragically, when the sniper of Arrow forced Aelin to flee without delivering the final blow, Dorian is left completely consumed by a bitter, crushing hatred for her mercy. It was so sad.
Again, I'm just going to my thoughts. Reading the book, we're not saving him. We are. Someone is going to lovingly kill him.
Yeah, we're going to save him.
I don't know. I mean, that's truly how I felt.
It would be easier to lovingly, to mercy kill him, but we've got a lot of book left, so I think we're saving him.
I felt from the first read that he was somehow moving forward. I didn't know if he was going to be evil from here on out or if he was going to somehow be saved. But I think what's clear, and I really love how she does this with so many characters, is that how do you come back from this?
Yeah.
You know? And thinking about that and thinking about how Chaol has changed and how Lysandra has changed and and Aelin for that matter, and all these people who have had these sort of really significant moments that have moved their character forward. That's sort of my wondering at this point was what the heck happens with Dorian and how does he come back from this? Because he was this happy-go-lucky guy.
Yeah.
Before. And now he's like watching people being tortured, and like the prince is being like eat on their, or like savor their fear and terror and stuff like that. So I don't know. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's easy to like. I'm just gonna pick the big bad right now. Like, it's easy to kill the king, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's the king. You go and kill him. Yada yada yada. But like, if you if it's Chaol and Aelin fighting Dorian, you know, and then Dorian takes control and is like, you have to like, and they have to kill Dorian, not the Valg, you know.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Or is this the next Nehemia moment? Like, yeah.
So.
Chapter 22, spiraling into a pit of rage and guilt after the chaotic rescue, Chaol Westfall stalks into the city sewers on a suicide mission to hunt Valg demons, only to find their dark nests completely abandoned. Seeking comfort, the captain shows up like a sad stray dog at the back door of Nezran Falik's family home, leading to a fiercely emotional argument about the fate of the enslaved crown prince. Refusing to let him wallow, Nezran drops her stoic guard to reveal her own heartbreaking history with prejudice, firmly ordering Chaol to stop pitying himself and start plotting a new way to save the kingdom. I know this happened, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm really sleepy.
It's okay.
Okay, chapter 23, waking up in a safe, luxurious bed, Aedion finally shares a tearful, staggeringly beautiful reunion with his beloved queen, where they swap traumatic survival stories and swear to never be parted again. Leaving her recovering cousin behind, Aelin drags Chaol into a filthy, deafening underground fight club called the Pits to meet with a smug Arobynn Hamel and an ever-glamorous Lysandra. Proving he is the absolute king of toxic manipulation, Arobynn points out a pack of Valg commanders watching the brawls and forces Aelin to enter the fighting pits to slaughter one of the demons for his twisted amusement. He doesn't actually want her to slaughter him. He wants the demon unconscious, but she kills him anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Chapter 24. Nope, go ahead.
And I do believe, I hope I'm not off a little bit, but whatever, it's fine. When they're having that conversation, Aedion's like, and whenever you're ready, I am there to take the blood oath. I can't wait to be the first one who does it.
It's chapter
the only one.
Yeah, the only. Yeah. And she's like,
yeah, it's not there. It's 2 chapters later,
okay,
but that does.
Okay. So we'll get there.
Okay, chapter 24, dropping into the brutal no rules fighting ring of the Pits. Aelin unleashes her terrifying Wendlin training to absolutely dismantle the Valg commander for the ravenous crowd. After the demon viciously bites her arm and taunts her about her half-breed heritage, the lethal queen snaps his neck and brutally decapitates him in the bloody sand. Proving he is the absolute what?
Go ahead, do good.
Proving he is the absolute worst, a smug Arobynn Hamel complains that she didn't capture the demon alive before sadistically gifting her the location of Sam Cortland's grave as another manipulative bargaining chip.
What a fucking bitch. I'm laughing because decapitation is low for what she fucking foot stomped his head off. She didn't like sword decapitate him. She kept him stomping his neck until his head came off.
This is some very dungeon crawler Carl shit.
Yeah.
Also in this chapter, Arobynn is like, don't you want to bring flowers to Sam's grave? And Aelin is like, this fucking fool doesn't know anything about Terrasen customs because flowers die and stones last forever, and that's why we put stones on graves. And this is me once again saying that Sarah J. Maas is Jewish, because that's what we do.
Thank you.
And I love it. Yeah, you're welcome. This has been Jews News. Okay, chapter 25. Down in the miserable kitchens of Morath, the wild-hearted Manon Blackbeak casually steps in to help Elide Lochan wash dishes, while terrifyingly revealing that the mortal girl actually has iron teeth witch blood in her veins. Panicking, Elide tries to steal coins from Manon's room to fund her escape. What?
Stupid.
But is caught by the witches just before her sadistic uncle, Vernon Lochan, arrives to cruelly taunt her about her murdered father. To protect the girl from Duke Parrington's horrific breeding experiments, a ruthless Manon forces Elide to claim her blue blood, officially initiating the terrified servant into the deadly Blackbeak clan.
Love it.
This would have been a fine place to stop.
It would have.
It would have, right? This is a great place to stop.
No, we have a better place to stop.
We did learn like a number of things about Elide and her backstory in these chapters. That's not really in the summary here. And so we already know her mom, Marion, literally sacrificed herself to save Aelin.
Yeah.
And her dad had been publicly executed as part of the king's court as well. And she was basically like Rapunzel style locked in a tower.
Yep.
For a decade. And had like a nursemaid who was really her only companion.
Philippa, right?
What's that?
Philippa?
Yeah, Philippa.
Something like that.
Yeah. And also that she had her foot mangled basically by her uncle as well. And so she's both chained and then has like a really terribly painful bum leg.
Yeah, and when last book or the book before that, because it's been happening forever, when you were like, Sarah J. Maas treats women bad, Elide is who I was thinking about when I was like, wait. Just wait.
Yeah. The Maas verse is not kind to women, is what I say.
Yeah.
It's not that she treats women bad. Well, it's that the Maas verse, the universe she creates
doesn't,
unkind to women.
And also, isn't that true to life?
Chapter 26.
I'm doing great.
Sharing a tender moment on the apartment roof, a recovering Aedion Ashryver eagerly asks to swear the sacred blood oath to his queen, while Aelin hilariously downplays her profound bond with the legendary Fey warrior Rowan Whitethorn. This is so funny because she like keeps referring to him as Rowan, and he's like a fucking god.
Yeah,
like it's like if she like. I don't know. She just like walks in and she's like, yeah, like my buddy Michael. And it's like, you're talking about Michael Jordan.
Right.
Like an actual legend. Like I grew up looking up to him. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, oh, it's just Michael.
It's just Rowan. He's grumpy. What?
Yeah. It's like, don't tell him that. You're going to feed his ego. And it's like, he's the greatest Fey warrior of all time.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really funny. The familial reunion is violently shattered when Chaol Westfall arrives to announce the King of Adarlan burned the Shadow Market in retaliation for the rescue, bitterly blaming Aelin for the slaughter. Chaol, go to therapy.
Thank you.
She did also show up in her like very obvious black suit. Let's say.
Refusing to take the captain's hypocritical guilt trip, Aelin brutally reminds Chaol of his own complicity in the Empire's slave camps before slipping into the city's sewers.
Horror.
To hunt down the Valg herself. Chapter 27, Stalking the Valg through the reeking sewers, Aelin is horrified to discover a terrifying obsidian word hound, which is a phrase that she comes up with in the moment because we just put word in front of things.
That's what we do.
Emerging from...
And it looks nothing like a dog. She even says that, but she calls it a word hound. Why not?
I love word hounds.
Emerging from a subterranean pool and speaking with the chilling voice of the King of Adarlan. After returning to the apartment to share a deeply emotional night of trading war scars with Aedion, the cousins hit a seedy tavern with Nezra and Philippe to blow off some steam. While walking home through a foggy alley, Aedion's heightened face senses detect a predator smelling of pine and snow right before a sobbing, overjoyed Aelin sprints directly into the massive arms of Rowan Whitethorn. You just wanted us to get to Rowan? Was that?
Yeah. I love Rowan.
I know, but like we were going to get there.
But we got there and now we're there together. Like a family.
You finished the book.
I did. But I got there with you right now.
I thought ending at Elide finding out that she has witch blood and being...
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine.
It's a great ending.
Rowan. Rowan's back.
Here we are.
Rowan's back.
I'm so happy Rowan's back.
He was only gone for 26 chapters.
I couldn't. It's too long. 26 chapters too many. So what do you think, Amanda?
You know,
I can't remember.
I wish
Yeah, I know.
that I had read this any other day of my life.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's good. Sorry, that's all I got. It's good.
I'm loving this book so far. I mean, I finished it again. 6 stars.
Yeah, and as I've said, there are some things that I didn't really love the first read around on this third of the book. And I very much was sort of like, okay, I'm ready to get through these things now because I know the rest of the book is so freaking good. And it is. I'm also almost done with it again. So
yeah, I'm having a good time.
I can't wait for Aedion to find out about that blood oath.
He's gonna be pissed.
He's not gonna be happy.
Also, we learned that it's like you only get one. Rulers of Terrasen only have one person blood oath to them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They can have more, but it's traditional.
It's a traditional thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not
like Maeve has like 8.
Right, but it's not that like in Aedion's view,
right,
it's one and done.
Mm-hmm.
And so if Rowan's already done it, that's going to piss Aedion off.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about being the first, it's about being the only. And so even if Aelin is like, you can do it too, he's going to be like, fuck you.
Right. He's like, I've been like sacrificing my entire life for our court to come back and for this to like be my position of honor.
What happens next, Amanda?
Amanda goes to bed. That's what happens next.
Oh God,
I'm so sleepy. I'm so sorry.
That's
I was
all right.
doing great until like 20 minutes ago, and then I just lost it.
All right, we'll close it out then.
I'm sorry.
What have you been reading? Amanda? Nothing. She's been reading nothing. She's been on Elephants.
No, that's not true. I finished. We actually haven't recorded in a while, so I've probably read a lot. Let me look.
While she's looking, Kim, what have you read?
I finished. I am like halfway through DCC 6.
DCC 6.
And once I finish this, then I am actually starting on Project Hail Mary. But I've been traveling a lot. I was in Bermuda for 4 days, and then I'm in San Diego right now. So it's also 3 hours earlier for me than it is for you all.
Nice.
But yeah, so I've been with people and not reading as much.
All right.
Okay. I have not been reading a ton. Since we last spoke, I finished Funny Story by Emily Henry. I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I might have given it 4.5, actually. I don't know. And I finished Bloodmarked, which is the second book in the Legendborn cycle. Which I had to reread a synopsis of this morning because I forgot how it ended. I also gave that 4 stars, and I need to finish Thank You for Calling the Lesbian Line by the end of the day tomorrow, or else I will not get the Goodreads reward, and that's the first Goodreads reward I wouldn't get in a year.
Yikes.
I can't do that. So I only got like 3 hours left in it.
All right.
Yeah.
It reads fast.
I think that's it.
It was really hard for me to read. I slept. I had a 14-hour flight, a 2-hour flight, and a 16-hour flight, and I read on the 2-hour flight the whole time. But I slept most of the long flights.
Good.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
I have been reading a lot this spring break. I think I've been averaging like 4.5 to 5 hours a day. Makes me pretty happy. So I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl book 5. I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl book 6. I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl book 7. So I'm all caught up in the Dungeon Crawler Carl verse. And then I finished Queen of Shadows yesterday. Yeah.
I only have an hour left in Queen of Shadows, so I'll finish it tomorrow.
And then I started today the Road of Bones, which is an Icelandic-ish, I guess, Icelandic romantasy. It seems to be a hotness. Like the new one just came out last month, I believe. And aside from the names, aside from there being a chapter about name pronunciation, then a chapter about a glossary, it's pretty good so far. I'm only like 3 chapters in, but like chapter 1, like we start with a stoning on the street and someone's dead. I'm like, oh, we're just going. So it's been pretty good so far. I'm enjoying it.
Love that.
Oh, poor Amanda. Look at her. She's dead.
Her eyes are dripping.
Oh no, no.
I'm unwell. Mary texted me as we started recording and said that that she woke up at 4 a.m. and can't believe it's not 10 or 11 p.m. right now. And I said something about a flight, and she said, "Is that how we got home?"
And before we go, I'm going to open up this.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
Dear reader, you are cordially invited to experience a fairy tale coronation for Noelle Hudson as she inherits a snowy throne. And then it goes on.
Cute.
That's very cute. Oh, look at that.
Is it signed? Is it personalized?
It's not personalized, but it is signed.
Okay, for those of you who are listening and not watching this, we got a PR pack.
Our first ever PR package.
From
Kyla
Jude. For the Snow Queen's heir. And Rick apparently opened it up without us.
I did. I was bored. So for all of you who are listening, I did promise her I would put it out there. So we did read the Snow Queen's heir. We have a review out, so you can check that out if you want to listen to it. TLDR, reads a little young, but you can listen to our review if you want to check that out. But it should be out. Should be out now. Should be out now. Yeah. So that's Snow Queen's heir by Kyla Jude. All right, go take a nap, Amanda.
We read.
No, some of us read.
I DNF'd it.
Yeah. All right.
Which you now on your Goodreads.
Which you can now do on your Goodreads. Your homework is to read chapters 28 through 52. It's a slightly shorter section.
It's crazy.
Or did you push the second section back too?
I just changed the. I didn't push second chapter back. You could change that.
Okay. No, because we've already told. See, you told the people in the last episode they only had to read through chapter 25.
They'll be fine.
And now they're.
I love you, people.
It's okay, Jamie has already read the book.
Yeah, Jamie.
Mel has already read the book. Cindy has already read the book.
Other people listen to this podcast.
Well, then they should write me.
Okay. Read through. Now I just put it down.
Chapters 28 through 50 something.
52. Stop when you see 53. We're going to record that this weekend. And then after we finish Queen of Shadows, we're going to take a little hiatus from the Throne of Glass series so that we can read the Wolves of Ruin series.
Direbound
in time for Furybound's release.
Direbound 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Furybound.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.